All right, welcome everybody. My name is Adam Frey, and I'm the 3D Systems Global Category Manager for Software, and I want to thank you for joining today's webinar, introducing our upcoming announcement of Geomagic DesignX 2019. A few housekeeping items before we get started. As you may have noticed, all attendees' lines were muted upon joining the webinar. Therefore, please use the Q&A button on your screen to submit any questions as we go along, and we will take time at the end of the webinar to address any questions that were submitted. Also, we will be recording this webinar and distributing the recording to all of you, as well as those that were unable to attend. Once again, thank you for joining us today. And at this time, I would like to introduce Mike Sang, the Product Manager for Geomagic Scan Products, as he will be leading today's presentation. Mike, it's all yours.
Great, thank you, Adam. Welcome, everyone. I would here to discuss introducing DesignX 2019. As Adam introduced me, my name is Mike Sang. I'm the current Geomagic Product Manager, and we are really excited to make this announcement to not only our internal teammates, but our partners as well. This release of DesignX is going to be pretty exciting, and here what I'm going to show you is some features and things that you can look forward to, as well as more information on how to get your hands on it early to do testing of your own. All right, first, the official announcement is going to happen at IMTS, and for those that aren't familiar with it, it's going to be at September 10th is when we'll make that public official announcement to everyone. And again, this webinar is for partners and internal members only, so again, it's kind of confidential, but on September 10th, you'll be able to openly talk about it. During that time, of course, we'll have press releases announcing not only the DesignX release, but also several other major releases. The release or general availability of DesignX 2019 can be expected around mid-November. During that time leading up to the release, you can expect, of course, more announcements from marketing, from social media, as well as emails to you, as well as our customers. And of course, we will also hold a What's New webinar demonstrating the actual features of the product. Now, it's a little early right now to be able to show too much, but I do have some short little videos that I'll be showing you so you guys you've got to get an idea of what you can expect with this new release.
Hey, Mike, real quick, this is Adam just chiming in. We've gotten a couple messages here that say that your screen is not visible. I don't know if that's across the board, but if you want to try maybe stop sharing and resharing just to make sure.
Let's try this.
I could see it, but because I had gotten multiple comments that we couldn't, we'll try it one more time. Okay, it looks like it's showing again, so looks like we're good. Carry on.
Right. Sounds good. I'll pause here just for everyone to catch up on what I said. They can read along the slide. Also, this will give a chance for those who said they had difficulty looking at the slides. If you could quickly say, if you can see the slides again, please let us know. Otherwise, we'll continue. All right, I'm going to keep going. All right, so when deciding on what to focus for this new release of DesignX, we're looking at, all right, how can we improve the current release of DesignX 2016? And well, you know, the name kind of says it all, right? It's been a few years since we've had a major release. Obviously, we've, of course, released hotfixes and service packs to address bugs and provide integral updates, but there wasn't really anything truly substantial. Even with that said, it wasn't like DesignX was missing any major functionality, right? I mean, 3 years later, DesignX is still the fastest path to CAD from scan, you know, based off of any other products. But just because it's the best doesn't mean it's up to par for today's customers' needs. So we talked to a lot of customers, we got a lot of feedback from partners, and with all that information, we decided to focus on these 3 areas for the application: speed, quality, and reliability. We believe by focusing on these 3 aspects, we are going to be releasing a product that customers will want to update to and prospects will continue to want to buy. And so we're really proud of this. Regarding speed, one of the biggest things in DesignX 2019 that you're going to notice is the improvements to mesh performance, specifically mesh processing. And we're not talking about 10% faster, 25% faster, or even 50% faster. In some cases, it's at least 100% faster. Yeah, it's 2 times faster in general cases. And in some other areas, it's even faster than that. If you take a look at things like the healing wizard, deleting, undoing, smoothing, you can see that we're getting 4 times faster, 8 times faster, and even 25 times faster in some cases. This is all due to the research and development we're looking for to improving the platform as a whole. And we'll talk a little bit about that later. But you will definitely notice an improvement in speed when it comes to mesh performance. Not only mesh performance or mesh processing, but also how you process those scans. That's something that's also going to improve your speed. If you're familiar with Control-X, you know that we have this automated scan processing function, and we've added that as well to DesignX. So right within the product, you'll be able to select a set of scans and run a sort of macro or setup that will automatically go in and process the scans to your liking. And this includes things like selecting areas, deleting them, doing merge, as you can see on the screen. It includes region grouping. It also, of course, includes some portions of the exact surfacing. So if you wanted to quickly process a bunch of contour creations, you could do that with a bunch of scans. And it's all done within the product, or of course you can run it as a batch process, as you could always do with DesignX. But this will allow users the ease of use to quickly run what they want with a one-click ease. Now, it's not just scan processing for DesignX, but also sketching. Sketching is a very important portion of the workflow, and we've definitely improved that. Here's just some highlights. One of the things we've done is enhance the auto sketch. Now, users will be able to control the tolerances and control which type of constraints will be added to the automated sketching. This is something we want to continue improving so that users can continue to leverage the ability to automatically sketch out a feature, then make it manufacturable. So going in here and say, okay, I want to assign these particular constraints, it will automatically be done, and users have control about which constraints get applied and by what tolerance. In that same vein, we've added rounding to Smart Dimension. So of course, when users create their parts and they want to make a dimension, we allow them to dimension it to exactly what the scan proposes, or maybe what the design intent of the scan wants to be. In the past, the user would have to type in that number, but now we've added rounding so that users can say, hey, you know what, I want to round it to this significant number, and they can quickly dimension to an intelligent dimension for the parts and save them time and clicks. Additionally, improving the overall UI/UX, of course, we'll see general speed improvements there. One of the bigger things that we've improved is the live scan. You can see a preview of that there. One of the goals that I had was to have the scanning experience not only be elevated, but also be the same throughout all our scan products. So you'll notice that the live scan, it looks a lot like our Control-X product. And it's a lot more intuitive for users to be able to figure out what they want to probe or scan. But at the same time, we're still keeping the flexibility that they're used to in DesignX. If they, for example, want to probe a point in a certain method, they'll still be able to do that, but in a much more intuitive interface that will speed up their process, not only for current users, but also new users as well. And there are additional other improved UI/UX, again, just a few highlights. The one that I'll show here is Smart Select. Just, again, small little things like this add up as users go down their workflow within DesignX, and they'll really appreciate things like being able to select faces with similar curvature or geometry types. Additionally, grouping of scan data as well as a constraint manager in sketching will allow users to quickly access their constraints, or in terms of grouping, be able to organize and quickly highlight groups of scans to do processing on. And the next aspect that we really wanted to push on was quality. There are a lot of areas of quality that we're really focusing on here. First one is, of course, mesh results, better mesh results. We've improved the algorithms for fill hole, as well as the healing wizard. And you'll notice that not only in the speed, but also the outcome. Additionally, one of the things we wanted to really focus on was the ability to provide quality CAD results as well, and specifically surfacing. And in order to do that, we need to be able to analyze the surfaces that we create within DesignX better than we could do before. So what we've done is we've enhanced our accuracy analyzer. One of those things is better zebra stripe mapping. As you can see here in the preview, we'll have more control over the direction and shape and size of those stripes. We'll also provide a curvature cone, which will allow you to see the curvature along the surface or along the UV axis of your surfaces. And of course, not just being able to analyze those surfaces, but you want to be able to create those surfaces as well. And additionally, we'll be providing additional curve tools to allow users to be able to create the type of necessary curves and boundaries required for higher quality surfaces. So not only will it provide better curve tools such as blending as well as polygon editing, but we'll also provide new surfacing tools to allow users to really leverage the combination of accuracy, surface quality, and continuity as they surface within DesignX. One of the last things that we wanted to focus on, of course, is reliability. DesignX is one of the best products out there, but we wanted to always make it better. And I mentioned this earlier about being able to improve our platform. And today we are continuously doing some R&D on the future and how to make our products more reliable as well as higher performing. And so with this release of 2019, you'll see a lot of those components be integrated, which are, again, their focus on those new components are for performance and for reliability. So not only will you see improvements to DesignX, you'll see it across the board to all our products. And as we continue to invest in the future, you'll see more and more of our tool sets be able to take use of these new components and these new platforms and new algorithms. Another thing that we wanted to do is be more proactive versus reactive when it comes to finding bugs or errors that users may find. In the past, we've always relied on our users as well as our partners to let us know if they can find any bugs out there in the wild. But what we've done now with DesignX 2019 is a more automated error reporting. It's opt-in, of course, but if the users opt in, we'll be able to receive those error reports as they happen. And even if the user doesn't ever, make a support ticket or contact us, maybe they think it's a fluke, we'll still receive that crash information. We're still working on how to improve the products so that they don't see these type of things in the future. So as we release newer and newer updates, we'll be able to collect all the information from the past automatically and be able to work on that so that we can guarantee that with every new release, it'll be more and more reliable. And of course, there are the general updates to DesignX 2019 that you can all expect. Again, just a few highlights, but in case people will be wondering, Live Transfer will of course be updated. SOLIDWORKS 2019, Inventor 2019, NX12, and Creo 5 will all be compatible with Live Transfer. We'll be updating our import compatibility to all the latest versions, including wrap files, so users will now be able to import their native wrap files into DesignX. And of course, as you can expect, our device updates. We'll be making sure that most of our devices are up to par with all the current hardware releases so that when DesignX 2019, you'll be able to just plug and play. Beta testing. So beta testing will actually begin the week after IMTS. So this will be a great chance for everyone here to be able to get their hands on the new product. And of course, do us a favor by going through their usual workflows and giving us feedback. Again, in order for us to provide the best product that we can, we rely a lot on you guys to be able to give us that feedback so we can quickly improve and create a product that everyone is happy with. So around September 18th is when we'll begin the access to the beta portal. Again, it's open to partners, everyone here, and select customers. To register for access, there's that link right there. I'm sure you don't want to copy it down, or some of you may be doing right now. It would be easier if you just contact your Geomagic representative. I'll be sending that link to everyone within the Geomagic team so they can provide that to you. And you can register for it now, and then around up to September 18th, you will receive email notifications on how you can download the beta and what you can expect on how to use the new DesignX 2019. Now, I mentioned that the release is coming in November. So leading up to that, we'll of course be also adding additional DesignX 2019 marketing assets. So you can expect a new images, videos, web page updates, brochures, and of course a new sales presenter. So again, another something that you can look forward to as we get closer and closer to the release of DesignX 2019. All right. And with that, that concludes the announcement for the upcoming release of DesignX 2019. Thank you everyone for joining. Hopefully that you'll be as excited as I am to be able to get your hands on the beta when it comes out. I do ask that everyone definitely go and register. I think it's important that you be able to preview this technology before it comes out. And again, you'll be helping us a lot by doing so. Now I'm going to take a look at the questions to see. Give me 1 second as I bring up that window.
Keep in mind, if you have any questions, use the Q&A tab on the right-hand side of your screen to submit those.
All right. Okay, so we had one question regarding the 3MF file format. And it's a great question. So 3MF files, if you're unfamiliar, is the new additive file format. And it's a great question if we're going to support it. It's not actually been really requested a lot globally for DesignX. DesignX has mainly been revolving around reverse engineering. But of course, the 3MF format is something we're very familiar with, being an additive company ourselves. Our software products like 3D Sprint, 3D Expert, of course, can support that, but I wouldn't rule it out. We'll take a look at that, but again, from a demand point of view, we haven't seen too much for that. All right, let's see. Another question that came in was regarding better support for higher performance multi-core microprocessors. And are we going to be able to support that more openly? And the answer is yes. So part of a lot of the gains that you'll see is because we're opening up more and more abilities to communicate to those processors. So a lot of the gains you'll see from mesh processing is because that we'll be using more parallel processing throughout the entire product. So you'll see definitely more of those as you go through the beta here. All right, let's see. All right. I actually don't see too many other questions, since hopefully I've been able to effectively present what I had to present. Well, thank you, everyone. I'll hand it back to Adam if you want to finish anything off.
All right. Well, thanks, Mike. I'd like to thank you for leading today's presentation. Once again, thank you to everybody for taking the time to join us today. And please be on the lookout for follow-up communication regarding DesignX 2019, including the recording of today's webinar. So if you have any additional questions, you can feel free to reach out to myself or Mike or your Geomagic representative, and I'm sure we'll be happy to help you and get you guys an answer to your questions as soon as possible. So thank you again one more time for joining us, and everybody have a great rest of your day.